And we're live. Welcome to Part-Time Nerd with me, your host, Alan. How is everybody doing tonight? Today we're going to talk about, we're talking a lot of TV stuff today. The Boys, Season 2, I'm finally caught up on that. What was this countdown stuff? Well, it's me getting ready. I don't have an intro song yet for the show, so it's so I can go ahead and get the stream up and share it out and things like that. When it gets kicking off. Angry Artist in the house, how you doing today, sir? Loving some of this work you're putting out. That Carnage Batman Who Laughs that you did was just insane, dude. That was just so sick. It was ridiculous how good that looked, man. Someone's very lucky to get that right there. But yeah, so I'm gonna start talking about that's high tech. So I'm going to be talking about The Boys Season 2. I finally got caught up on that. That's 5 episodes deep. Finished watching all 5 of those episodes this weekend. I'm going to talk about, you had 2 trailers come out this last week. You had the WandaVision trailer, and you had the Mandalorian Season 2 trailer come out. And then you had some casting news in She-Hulk, which I thought it had already been cast, but apparently I was wrong with that. So let's you know what, we'll just start with that. So She-Hulk, they finally cast who is going to be She-Hulk. It's going to be Tatiana Maslany. What's up, TJ? How you doing, sir? Whiskey Pro, host of Just Be a Dad podcast in the house. Hope things are going well, sir. But they cast her as She-Hulk when I had thought all along that they'd already cast Alison Brie in the role. But it turns out that was just rumors, speculation. Although I thought I saw that it was official, but I guess not. And they came out and they got her. She's most recently she's been in the new Perry Mason show that's on HBO, which I have not caught any of it. I would like to. I just don't have the time. There's too many other things that I'm watching, going through. So I haven't made it to that one just yet. But eventually I think I will get to it. I watched Perry Mason all the time when I was younger. That was, if anyone who's around my age, around the 40s, that's what your grandma watched. I don't get the little need rage over her casting. I mean, it's She-Hulk. They think they were going to land some huge name. Yeah, I mean, hey, I trust everything that Marvel has done with the TV shows and their castings and the things like that. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Thank you for the share, William. I appreciate it. I appreciate it, brother. Can't wait for next month when you're going to be down during Halloween for the Texas Comic Con out here in Hurst, Texas. Looking forward to it. We'll get you back on the show. We'll do some talking and things like that. You're always a good chat. Yeah, I think she's gonna do just fine. I don't have any problem. She was on Orphan Black as well. That wasn't a show that I didn't watch, but yeah, she's gonna be fine. I liked Alison Brie because it was a name that I knew. Someone that I had watched her on Community. Thought she was great on Community, and you've seen her in a couple other things. I think she was in Matchstick Men. I think that's what that one with Don Draper and all that. But Professor Leonard, how you doing, sir? Yeah, he's coming up on Friday, so we need to do a Friday night show. Friday night show? Well, I'll talk to Rapid Dave. We'll get that set up. We could definitely do a Friday night show with you, brother. That will be a good time. But yeah, so they got that casting official. So hey, let's go ahead and start shooting the show. Let's get that going. I'm ready for all these Marvel shows to come out on Disney Plus because COVID's pushed everything back, and we should have already had something by now. Now, the thing we are going to get first is going to be WandaVision, and the trailer for that came out this last week. Came out yesterday. It was. I went ahead and I posted that on the page and shared it on the page. Hopefully you've had a chance to catch it. I'm looking forward to it. It looks different. It definitely looks like it's something different. It's kind of shot as a sitcom, but I think you're getting that kind of in a perspective of inside Scarlet Witch's head type thing. So we'll see what it looks like when it actually comes out. But the trailer looks cool. I got a good laugh because they had the Vision in his original costume, but it was like a cheap Halloween costume, and I got a good laugh with that. And you had Scarlet Witch, the same thing, in her original costume, the red. Looks like it's like a homemade Halloween costume. I thought getting to see both of those was pretty awesome and pretty cool, and funny with the way that it looks like that they're doing it. Looks like it might just be like a Halloween episode. So, but I'm looking forward to that. It says it's coming soon. Everything I'm seeing is that's going to be the first MCU Disney Plus show that's going to be coming out. I haven't seen an official date on that yet, but I'm definitely looking forward to that one. I think it's going to be pretty good. I mean, you've got Paul Bettany and Elizabeth Olsen coming in and playing, revising their roles. I've heard there's other characters that are supposed to be showing up. There's possibility that Doctor Strange is going to show up in an episode or two. So it should be pretty good. I'm looking forward to that one. And then the last one that Disney Plus has coming out in October. We know when this one's coming out. This one's coming out next month, and I cannot wait for it to come out. But season 2 of The Mandalorian, we finally got a full length trailer on that. You get what looks like a little bit of a peek of Rosario as Ahsoka for a split second. You get to see the Mando kind of. He's got his armor's all shiny. He's all dudded up to ready to go. You got plenty of the child in the trailer. You got a point where the Mando's getting ready to get in a big old fight with several guys, and the child just kind of closes his little cradle, and you just hear him whooping butt outside of there. So, but I'm definitely looking forward to that. I mean, The Mandalorian season 1 was absolutely phenomenal. It was great. The one thing that I have heard some rumors on, you've seen it posted several places, is that Pedro Pascal walked out like halfway through the season because he was wanting to. Sasha Banks from WWE is in this season. Okay, yeah, there's going to be a ton of people that are going to be in this upcoming season. But I heard Pedro Pascal walked off set, said he was done halfway through the season. So I haven't seen anything that says it's like confirmed or anything like that. But we'll see what happens with that. But with that, you never see his face, and that was part of the reason why he wanted to have scenes with his face, where he's showing his face without his helmet in it, and they're not giving him any because with the story that they're telling, the way it is with the Mandalorian, that is the way, and they have to keep their helmet on. They can't take it off. So we'll see what happens when it actually comes out, when they actually confirm something on that. But that comes out next month, October 18th or 19th, I think it is. I can't remember the exact date off the top of my head, but I am definitely looking forward to that. The first season was phenomenal. After the second season comes out, I will definitely be doing some breakdowns of the episode on that following Monday. They come out October 31st. Okay, it's coming out the end of the month. But I will definitely be doing some live breakdowns. Not live breakdowns, but the breakdowns of each episode every week that following Monday. So I'll go ahead and give you the weekend to go ahead and watch that, and then tune in on Monday, and we'll talk about it. We'll have some fun. Discuss what we saw in it, what we liked, what we didn't like, what we think is going to coming up, what we think is going to happen, how many of these characters are they really working in there. I'm hearing they're putting Ahsoka in there, they're putting Sabine Wren, they're putting Boba Fett in there. Just a lot of characters that they're looking to almost kind of shoehorn in it. Are you going to be doing too much with those? What's going to happen with that? Is it just like little bits and pieces where you're going to see some of these characters just kind of in the background of things, and they're just there, but they're not really there. They're not playing a big role where you're going to see them in multiple episodes through story arcs and things, or are you going to get them in small little cameos where you're in a cantina and you can see in the background there's Sabine Wren, and you see her. Obviously she's got a look that's her look, and you see her, or you see Ahsoka. You're definitely getting more of her, I feel like. But we'll see what happens. I'm looking forward to it, though. The Mandalorian's a great show. If you haven't watched it yet, you still got plenty of time to go back through and watch season 1 of The Mandalorian. Even if you're not a big Star Wars fan, it was a really good show just in general. Just well put together. The script was great. The story arcs were good. You had good balance between action and story building, character building, and all that. You don't have to be a Star Wars fan to watch that, to like that. Rapid Dave says he loves Star Wars, but he hates all the new stuff, but he absolutely loved The Mandalorian. So we'll see how that goes with season 2, but definitely looking forward to it. Mark it on your calendars. We'll be talking about it. And then the last thing I really got to talk about, I didn't really have a ton to talk about, but I can definitely They really took their time with that show, and it shows. Yeah, they took their time with the Mandalorian. It shows. You brought the right people in. Dave Fillion, John Favreau did an excellent job. Plus all the other directors that they brought in. There's a cool series on Disney Plus where it is the directors, and it's the behind the scenes of every episode, and they talk to the person who directed the episodes. They talk to the person who did the music. They're talking to the actors and things like that, and it was really cool to see what they did. They used, all of their scenes are shot in like this little warehouse, and they used the Epic engine, and going through and just kind of filming, and they're walking essentially almost on like a treadmill at certain points of time because they're walking for so long. But it was really cool to see that and to see the behind the scenes and just to see some of these people. Like I didn't know Bryce Dallas Harper was connected with it, and she directed a few episodes, and there were several other people that directed some episodes, and I think there was 5 or 6 total directors for the whole season. Uh, not positive on that number, but it was somewhere around there. But it was definitely a good. It's like In the Gallery, The Mandalorian, something along those lines. It's called. But definitely check that out, especially if you watched season 1 and you loved it. It was cool to get this background information, and it's like a 30-minute show. It wasn't another real long show or anything like that. So you could definitely sit down and hammer out some episodes on that. Next, let's go ahead and let's get into The Boys. The Boys season 2. If you haven't watched season 1 yet, go back, watch it. This is on Amazon Prime. It's it's Boys. It's based off a comic. I didn't read the original comic, not being, that was just something that kind of came out during my dark period of comics. I collected when I was younger, and then I've gotten back into collecting here the last couple of years. And before that, I just every once in a while I'd swing by a comic store and find some things and pick some things up, but wasn't really following collecting, getting into a lot of stuff. It's just, oh, let me swing in here, let me grab the newest issue of Spider-Man and Batman and Superman and things like that. Nothing big. And then I probably won't go back again for the next couple, 2 or 3 months or something like that. But the Boys, based off the comic, it's a world where superheroes have been privatized. You've got a company that kind of runs it, and you find out during season 1 that the superheroes, they're not born that way, they're actually made that way. There's a chemical element that they introduce to them when they're babies that turns them into these superheroes when they get a little bit older, when their powers start to manifest. And the superheroes are kind of out of control, and it's about this group of guys who is trying to make them answer for the things they've done. The head guy, Billy the Butcher, he thinks Homelander, the main superhero, kills his wife, which you find out at the end of season 1 that no, he didn't kill him. He didn't kill her. She's still alive and well, and she actually had Homelander's baby. Um, and that's kind of where season 2 picks up. They've had a big battle with some of them, and now their season 2 picks up, and they're in hiding. They're hiding underneath a pawn shop that is a front for a local gang. And you've got 3 of the guys are there, Frenchie, or 4. You've got the girl, you've got Frenchie, you've got Milkman, Hugh, and then Billy the Butcher isn't there. He's nowhere to be seen. They haven't been in contact with him or anything like that. And they're trying to expose the Voight is the company that what they're doing, how they're essentially breeding these superheroes and that. And you've got Hugh had a relationship during the first season with Star, who is the newest member into what they call the Seven. It's like the Justice League. It's the Seven. They're the 7 biggest heroes, and they work together as a team. The Butcher character Billy the Butcher is awesome. He is definitely cool. The great Carl Urban is playing him. He is he's fun. When you have an episode like the first episode, you didn't have the Butcher in there, and it's just kind of like, it was okay. But when you bring Billy the Butcher in, and he's just wheels off, doing whatever he needs to do to try and get his wife back, and to take down Homelander and all these other soups, it's hilarious. You've got, but they get the V. They end up getting it. They call it, yeah, it's called like V, and they end up getting it through means of Starlight has a guy that she went to, Heroes with Capes when she was younger. It was like a little superhero church type thing, and one of the guys there, he's the gecko they call him because he can chop off a limb and it just grows right back. And he's there in um, the facility where they make it, and she finds him, Compound V, yeah, Compound V, and she finds out that he's in the facility, goes and finds him, follows him, finds out that he is basically a prostitute, and people will pay him to chop off a limb or something like that. And you go in there and you're not sure what's going on. And, he's asking the guy, what's he want to chop off? Does he want to do a leg? Does he want to do an arm? He's like, oh, I'll chop off the arm, and he gives him a big old machete and just kind of lays it down, and dude just starts hacking at it till it chops off, and then the arm just grows right back. And the whole while, Sarah's watching this and recording it so she can use it for blackmail. And then the dude's like, hey, another $5,000, you could chop off my dick. He's like, where's the nearest ATM? So you had that, which was pretty funny. And then they go and they end up meeting up. She meets up with him and shows him the video, blackmails him. He gets her the Compound V, but the whole time she's got it, but she's somewhere where she doesn't have pockets. You've got one of the newest heroes, the girl. She's Storm Raider. So I don't know why I'm drawing a blank today. Having a bad night. We'll just chalk it up to that. But she's the newest member to join the Seven, and they were doing like a female little presser, and they're there and they're talking and complaining about not having any pockets or anything like that. She has to carry around a purse. Well, Star doesn't have a purse at all. She doesn't have any pockets. She's barely wearing anything really. She's got big tall boots, and a little kind of like leotard, smaller than the leotard really, that she has to wear. And she gets the Compound and she's holding it. She doesn't know what to do with it. And you've got A-Train, who's one of the heroes that she actually saved his life during the first season, and now he's kind of onto her for being part of trying to bring down the Seven. He thinks she's definitely up to something, and he sees her and tries to find out what she's got, and she had slipped it into the other girl's purse, so he couldn't find it. And then she ends up picking it up a little bit later, getting it from her. Stormfront. Why couldn't I remember that? I'm just, the thing I'm doing with the show right now is, as soon as I get done, I have softball practice for my youngest daughter on Monday nights, and as soon as I'm done with that, I run home, get the kids in bed, tidy things up, hurry up and jump on here. So I normally have more time to write stuff down, and I just hadn't done it. But yeah, so you got Stormfront, who is just completely even more wheels off, and she does whatever she wants to do. When you meet her, Homelander is filming a commercial saying that he's with the military guys right now, and they're over in Afghanistan or wherever it is, and you see her walking up. So, oh, behind the scenes, you think they're here, but they're really here in Idaho, and this guy's a paid actor. He does this, and this, and just completely is just pulling behind the curtain and just letting them know everything that's going on. And he's like, what are you doing? What's going on? Who are you? Finds out he's the newest member of the Seven. She's the newest member of the Seven. He's not happy about it because Homelander is the head of it as far as the heroes are concerned, but you have someone else who runs it and was the guy who brought her in. So, they have that where they're butting heads, and all at the same time, they're trying to track down Billy the Butcher, the boys, Hugh, and all of them. And everything kind of comes to a head at one point during the episode, and you have them, and they've captured a super terrorist, is what they're calling them. And they've captured him, and they're trying to turn him into the CIA so that they can get some information as where Billy the Butcher's wife is. And while they're doing that, the Deep shows up. You really hadn't seen or heard much from the Deep since the first season, because he got shipped away to like Des Moines or something like that, or somewhere up north where he can't really do anything. The Deep is essentially like Aquaman, but seems more worthless than Aquaman is. And he shows up because they're in the water and they're running away from him, and he gets a big old like blue whale or something like that, and they're trying to take the boat to where the storm drain is so they can escape there. And the Deep pulls up right in front of him with the whale, and he's up there all proud like, ha ha, I got you guys, I stopped you. And they just hit the accelerator, and they just keep going and plow the boat straight. The Deep is least favorite. I like the Deep more this season with the story arc they have going with him. But yeah, he's definitely one of my least favorites. But they plow the boat straight into the whale where they all go. The boat's all the way in this whale. Sends the Deep flying off of it. He gets, kind of knocked out. They're scrambling, grabbing everybody, running into there, running away from there and trying to escape and get away from everything. And the rest of the seven, they show up and they're talking to him. He's like, man, how you doing? He's like, oh, I'm all right. They ran in there, they got away. I had to check on Susie. He had like a name for the whale. He's like, what? Just check on Susie? They had the whale. I had to check on her, man. He's freaking out because she's now dead, and they. You just stay here. You take care of everything just in case they double back, and they all take off inside of there. And you have a big confrontation between Star, Star, who is essentially, they did date, but they're kind of not, on and off with you. And they run into each other, and Homelander sees it too. She blasts him back. Homelander's telling her to kill him. You need to go ahead and kill him right now. You need to take care of this. She's not wanting to. She's getting ready to. Then Billy the Butcher pops around from behind the corner, and starts talking to Homelander, and he's getting ready to go after him. And the super terrorist that they captured, he has powers too, and he pulls down a whole street, a bus, all the stuff on top of Homelander, and they take off running. They're getting away, and then you end up having Stormfront runs into the super terrorist who they're trying to save because it is Katsui's brother. You find that out, and she just goes completely off the rails. Having the fight with him, throwing him into the building, throwing the two of them into the building, killing the people inside the building. These are just innocent people that are not trying to do anything. These people were thrown into their apartment. Kills the dad. The two kids start freaking out. She kills them, and then you see her. They're running up and all the way up the building, trying to get to the top, and you just see her clearing out floor after floor after floor after floor of people, completely annihilating everybody, killing everybody inside of there. Gets to the top and fights them off. Kills the super terrorist. Homelander comes in, says that was supposed to be him, and she's like, oh, you're too slow. And they ended up getting away because they were chasing that guy. And then it keeps going, and now you've got where Stormfront has now become this big hero. Everybody is worshiping her. She is taking it to Vought, saying, we should be going out here and doing all of this, but because we're not, Vought is, they're failing, and I'm trying to pick up where Vaught's failing, and all these people died because of Vought, even though they all died because of her, because she killed everybody. But, and then the next episode you have, they find out some background information on Stormfront, and actually find out that she was a character called Liberty from back in like the 60s. So basically her superpowers kind of don't let her age at all, and she has been rebranded, renamed, kind of hid, put in the background and things like that. So people kind of forgot about her because she was like a racist superhero, essentially going in and just taking people out because they were black, and you see that. And so she's been put away, rebranded, hid. People forgot about her. Now they know that that's her. So Star's using that information against her as they're kind of going back and forth. And then you end with the thing that you end with on the last episode, which was absolutely crazy. And this is just episode 5. I'm not sure how many episodes are going to be in this season, but this is the newest episode. It ends with a big old crazy sex scene between Stormfront and Homelander that is essentially just the two of them just beating the living crap out of each other. She's throwing him around, he's throwing her around. He's shooting her with his laser eyes, like right in the chest, and it's insane. They completely level a building, just beating the crap out of each other, having sex. It's insane. I read a fan theory where Stormfront and Homelander are actually related. I doubt it's true, but fun theory. That would be pretty cool. Just because you just see how everything is just so, it's just so crazy and wheels off, and there's so many things. Like, I didn't even talk about the fact that you had Homelander, who during the first season had the girl that she was absolutely in love with. She was the head of the superhero division on their floor, and he ends up killing her because he finds out that she hid all the stuff from him, that he had a son, and all that. And he's got a guy that I think the guy's name is like Doppelganger, who can turn into anybody he wants to. And so Homelander goes there and he turns into her, and they have relations. And it's completely crazy. Like during that first time when it's happening, you're just like, wait a minute, she's not dead. I thought he killed her. And then they're sitting there, and the guy had been her for too long. So he changes back, and he's this old, balding, middle aged white guy that's just, now he's in lingerie and stuff. And Homelander loses it because he changed back. He forces him to change back, and when he changes back, he's like, okay, that's better. But yeah, everything about the show is just, it's crazy. It's wheels off. I absolutely love it. Now that I'm caught up, new episodes come out on Fridays. So every Monday, I'll be breaking down the last episode that we watched, going over it, talking about theories, things that we're seeing, what we think is going to happen, what happened, what we loved, what we didn't like about it. But there's so much that I could go over with the show that I just didn't have ready for today. But there's some stuff we'll get into. I definitely want to get into the deep storyline, because he's now been essentially pulled into a cult, the Church of the Light. It's called something along those lines, and they are trying to rehab him so that he can essentially be an agent from them inside the Seven. And just everything that he's going through with that, he ends up getting married with someone through there, and they pick his wife for him. It's just, it's crazy. It's wheels off. I'm definitely loving it. I'm definitely enjoying it. So if you haven't been watching it yet, please go check out The Boys on Amazon Prime. Season 1 was great. Season 2 so far is great. You'll definitely love it. But that's all I got for tonight. Make sure, we got other shows need you to check out. Our boy TJ that's on right now, Whiskey Pro. He's the host of Just Be a Dad podcast. He's going to go live tomorrow at, I think it's 8:30. TJ, is that what time you said you're going live at tomorrow? But make sure you go over to his page, like it, Just Be a Dad podcast, over there on Facebook. He goes Facebook Live. Tomorrow they're talking about your kids with social media, your kids with their cell phones. When do you let your kid get a cell phone? When do you let your kid start getting on social media and that? Also, they're 8:30 p.m. Yep, that's right. So make sure you check him out. Go over to the page, hit that notification button so you get the live notifications when he goes live. He'll go live throughout the week, just talking about certain things. Tomorrow, there's been some people, within the Just Be a Dad podcast group, some supporters and things that have recently lost their dads, and so he wants to start the show off tomorrow by people just coming on and sharing some stories about, things that they remember with their parents and things with your dad that they remember and stuff like that. So definitely check it out. It's a cool group. And then don't forget, Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, me and my boy, Rapid Dave, a Strikeout Beer, going live, 7 to 8:30. We're going to have Sean from Cowtown Brewing on with us to talk about, they've got their Oktoberfest coming up this weekend. They've released their Oktoberfest beer. We're going to be drinking that. We've also got Damn Near Killed 'Em. It's a barrel-aged beer that is, I can't wait to have it. I've had the normal Damn Near Killed 'Em, and it's good. Now I'm going to get the barrel-aged one, so we're going to drink that. We're going to have that. And then we're going to be talking football. Lots of football. There's so many injuries this last week. It's crazy. I think somewhere up close to 10 people tore ACLs this week, which is absolutely insane. So we're going to talk about, hey, what do you need to do to replace these guys? And then at 9 p.m. on Late Night Beer Reviews, there will be the bet payoff of me. I lost to Rapid Dave in week 1, so I will be definitely wearing the clown outfit during Late Night Beer Reviews. That's from 9 to 10 o'clock. Come to see me dressed as a clown. I didn't do it last week because all we had was a suit. We didn't have the hair and we didn't have the nose. And if I'm going to pay off a bet, I'm not going to half-ass it. I'm going full bore all the way. So I picked up the wig. I picked up the nose this week. Rocking that outfit during Late Night Beer Reviews. And then right now, Rapid Dave, he's doing his Rapid Dave streams right now. He does the lunch stream every day, Monday through Friday at 1:30. Check him out. Playing some Fortnite, having some fun, chatting, talking about whatever you guys want to talk about. Heck, you follow the show when you play. He's got times where he has set aside to play with his followers, with everyone. So you can jump on and play some with him too. And then Friday nights we do the Banana Rumble 12 p.m. Or 12 a.m. at midnight, playing the Rumble. You got a banana suit, put it on. If you don't, what, you don't have to. I don't have one. There wasn't one for sale when I started playing, but the next time the banana suit's up for grabs, I'm definitely going to be picking it up. TJ, you'll definitely hear about that barrel aged beer for sure. I can't wait to have it. But hey guys, until next time, it's been fun. As always, I'm Alan. Catch you later. Deuces.